What's up, you guys? Today I want to talk about Shopify dropshipping and Facebook ads. So I know I did a video, the other day, and I was kind of all over the place. So this time I'm a little more organized, got a notebook with me. So I'll just get started. I don't. So I've been doing this for 2 weeks now, and so this is pretty much for beginners, people who are starting out, so you don't make the same mistakes that I made and waste a lot of time because I mean within the 2 weeks I've already started two different stores and haven't made any profit yet. Um, but I've learned a lot as far as like what I'm doing wrong and what can be improved and steps I should take next. So I mean it wasn't a complete waste of time. And if you're just getting into this, think of it as you're learning marketing, you're learning e-commerce, you're learning advertising, you're learning probably a lot of um, like how to use Photoshop, stuff like that, how to edit photos. You're learning a lot of stuff by doing this, and you're learning a lot about business, which is similar to a business degree because you're learning it firsthand and understanding everything that's going on in the market. But anyways, so if you're first starting off and you have like a 9 to 5 job, what I would suggest is first of all, don't expect to make 100K, your first week or your first month or probably even your first year. I mean, these guys that are selling these courses that are telling you like, oh, 100, I made 10K this month. Like, yeah, you've been doing it for, you know, 5 years, 3 to 5 years, and understand that right now a lot of people already know what Shopify drop shipping is. I mean, it's not huge, like it's not super popular. Not everyone knows about it, but at the same time, there's a lot more competition now, and there's famous people that are using it. There's a lot of people that are using it. So, I mean, that's pretty unrealistic when you're a beginner. Like a lot of people within a few months probably will get one sale or less, and it's very unrealistic. But if you have a 9 to 5, I would suggest taking, if you can, take a week off or take a weekend and um, do research. Research is going to be probably the most effective thing to do in the beginning, which is where I messed up, and I think what a lot of people mess up on is they kind of just think of an idea and they're like, oh, I'm going to sell um, toys. I'm going to sell Pokemon toys. People will love that. And then they put together this store and then they start running Facebook ads and then nothing pops off. No sales, nobody wants it. So, I mean, one thing I did was, I kind of just thought, oh, this is a good idea. Let me go with it. Didn't do the research. Um, so now I'm trying to focus more on research, really getting to know what audiences are out there and what needs are missing. Like, like um, if you're in computers and there's this part to a computer that nobody can find, and you're looking online and you're going through searches and people are like, where do I find this? And you can find that product and bring it to that audience. You're probably going to be pretty successful, and it's going to be a lot easier in the beginning to make sales. um, so yeah, that was the first thing I realized is pretty much focus on research, and then find products. So if you can find the product and you can give it to that audience, and there's an audience for it, it's going to be a lot easier for you to get sales. And that research takes a lot of time. That's why I would say, try to take a week off of work or on a weekend, really dedicate your whole weekend to just researching, and then maybe the next weekend, um, start doing the web design and stuff, and really, on the web design, I would say, simple web design. Don't make it too complicated. Don't try to compete with major stores. Make it simple, make it user friendly, and come up with a logo. A lot of people, for some reason, think that, like, oh, if I have this cool logo, like everybody's gonna buy from my store. And the truth is, nobody cares about your logo. Like, if you look at Nike, Nike is just the word Nike with a little check mark, pretty much like a weird formed shaped check mark, and it blew up. It's not Nike, the logo, that blew up. It's the story behind Nike. Just do it. The people who promote it. It's the way they advertised it, the way they marketed it. So, I mean, I wouldn't spend so much time on thinking of a logo, because your story and your brand and what you sell and what you promote is what's going to make the brand. The brand doesn't make the product. The product and the story makes the brand. The marketing makes the brand. So I wouldn't worry too much about the brand. So, why I said do not use Facebook ad strategies. For the people who have been doing this for 3 to 5 years or even a year, and they have, you know, the pixel is the main thing with Facebook ad strategies. If your pixel has no information, you're not going to make sales with it. And unless if you've done the research and you've narrowed it down to a real small niche of people, a real small community of people who want your product, and aren't there's not enough people selling it to meet the demands of that audience, you're not going to make sales from Facebook ads. Um, and that's something that I've finally came to realize. And if you do your research, you'll figure all of this out. So, um, like, a lot of people said this, and I kind of just for some reason, a lot of people just take in information and they kind of see what they want to see and do what they want to do and think that they can do it that way. Um, and it's just common sense. And I'm stubborn sometimes, so I'm like, oh yeah, I know what I'm doing, but I don't. Um, so yeah, so a lot of people, if you look at a lot of people's channels and they're promoting these Facebook ads, but then you look way back and you realize that they got their first sales from Instagram influencers, basically from influencers. So when you're starting off, it's best to, from my understanding, it's best to go for influencers, pretty much like becoming a salesperson, not counting on ads, going out there, going on Reddit, going on Instagram, going on Pinterest, and trying to find people who want your product and try to sell it to them through messaging, through influencers, whatever you can do, to get, I would say, at least 10 to 50 sales, because then you have an idea of who your audience is, and then do a little more research into who your audience is, and then start running Facebook ads. Because, I mean, if you don't have a clear vision of who your audience is, and even if you think you have a clear vision of your audience, there's still no way. And a lot of these people who are like, oh, I made 100K in a month, this person made 100K in a year. First of all, 100K, um, is probably $30,000 in profit. If you look at product costs, if you look at running the ads, which is super crazy, because you're spending, you know, a lot of these people are saying, do $5 ads and run 3 to 7 ads. Well, if you run three, that's $15 a day. So 15, 30, 45, 60, 75, 90, 105, $120 a week. Times that by four, $480 a month. So you're spending $500 a month just to pick up data for your pixel. You know what I'm saying? So when you're first starting out, and you've already spent $240, and you're 2 weeks in and you haven't made a sale, you've got impressions, you've got link clicks, but you haven't made a sale, it's going to be very devastating, especially when you're working a job and you're 9 to 5 and you're trying to get out of that 9 to 5, but it's bringing you further back in because you're spending money on Facebook ads and not getting any of your money back. So set up the pixel first and then get the sales without Facebook ads. If you got to use influencers, um, if you just find people through, sites like Reddit that want your product or whatever, that's the way to go. Because then what happens is that pixel picks up on all the people who are buying your product, and now they have a more understanding of who's buying your product, of what your target audience is, and you have a better idea of what your target audience is because you have probably about 10 people who bought your items, and if there's some similarities in there, similar interests, similar hobbies, similar demographics, similar jobs, whatever, now who to target. So then when you start running your Facebook ads, you're not completely wasting your money to, count on Facebook to do all of the audience targeting for you. So yeah, that's pretty much what I've learned from starting out, and what steps I'm going to take you going moving forward. And yeah, I would really suggest do not use Facebook ads in the beginning. Try to use influencers. Try to get a few sales first, um, and really research the market. I mean, the more research you do, the better I think you'll have a chance of, you know, surviving in Shopify dropshipping. And a question I have for everybody out there that's watching this, because a lot of people will say these courses that people are given are BS and they don't really work. So let me know if anyone out there has taken a course and it's actually worked for them. If you've taken the course and it's actually worked, let me know in the comments, um, because I'm all about learning. I want to make this happen. It's a good opportunity, especially if you could get something going. Um, and I'll buy a course if it means that, I can get some great value and really start making sales. So let me know in the comments below if you know of any good courses that you've personally tried, not one that you looked at and it had a good review, but that you've personally tried and you've got results from it. Let me know in the comment if you have. Much appreciated. Any books, any articles, whatever you can, just drop a comment below and let me know. Thank you for watching. Hope you got some value out of this.